What's up, guys? Welcome to the 9 to 5 podcast, where we always put in work. Presented by BeachCitytv. We are back.
Yes, sir.
Ethan, Alex, we're coming to you guys live with the UFC Fight Night Perez full card prediction video. Gane versus Tuivasa. The Tuivasa. Are you excited?
I feel good. It feels good to be back. It feels good to be back on the mic.
This is something new for Ethan, so I'm excited myself just to hear what he has to say.
And we didn't talk about any fighters before all this. So it's all just, we're just going to have a real conversation with each other.
So like, just
and I'm stoked. I'm hyped. Because I want to talk to you about it. I want to talk to you.
Me too. And just to fill you guys in, I watch UFC every Saturday. Ethan does not.
I will vouch for him. Bro,
me and Tanner every weekend watching Saturday.
You guys watch every fight from the lowest prelim to the main event. Their last 3 fights each?
Oh, we watch every single fight.
You guys are watching like 70 fights
Bellator,
a week to get prepared for.
You
guys have already been doing this, so it's like, this is my first week doing it, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, but he always watches the main cards of the pay-per-views and stuff. So he knows the fighting.
I know fighting. I know all the MMA stuff. I just don't know like the prelim shit. So.
Ethan said that he didn't do this fight just because it was such a late notice fight.
No, I did everything on Bovada.
And this wasn't on there?
This just came up literally like today.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna dive into the first matchup: William Gomez versus Ahrens. I'm going to start off with this one. I believe that William Gomez wins this fight pretty easily. He's a high-level striker. He's a new high-level prospect coming on the scene. He has a great all-around game. And I just think he's the better fighter in here, more experienced, fought the better competition. I just don't believe that the Hanaro dude is fighting the caliber of opponents that William Gomez is. And William Gomez beat Tobias Hilaria. I forgot how to pronounce his last name. But he's a good prospect from Cage Warriors, but I do rate him higher than anybody that Hanaro Ahrens has ever fought. So I'm going to go with William Gomez to win this fight by decision. Ethan, what do you have on this one?
What I would say, I don't know these fighters, but just based off analytics and looking at it, I would say, wait, what are they fighting? 145?
Yeah.
And this dude's reach is 74 inches?
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
For 145, that's crazy. And the main reason, which you already told me about, was he's from France. He's hometown, Paris, France. He's used to the time change, all those elements.
He's acclimated.
Exactly. So he knows.
Yeah. But he's also from the Netherlands, so he's from that region. But yeah, I do like how the judges do favor the France fighters and the hometown fighters, whoever's
and that 74-inch reach, that seems crazy.
Yeah.
At 145, that's huge.
Yeah. So with the first fight, I'm going William Gomez decision.
I'm going William Gomez decision as well. Just based off this shit, this looks pretty easy, pretty simple.
Yeah, I'll probably add him to a parlay. Not too crazy though, because it's a debut fighter. We don't know
how he's gonna get. In the UFC?
First fight in the UFC.
That's always a little risky. So
yeah, but it's both their debuts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, on to the next one.
Might not be a lock, but you might throw that in there.
All right. Did you do this one, Ethan? Eileen Perez versus Stephanie Ager. Stephanie Ager's a minus 350 favorite.
Do it. Oh shit! Wait, she is.
Yeah.
Was this?
So she was
scheduled someone else, and then this girl came in.
Yeah. So
was she favorited before?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. Cause I saw that, so I'm like, oh shit, Eileen Perez was favorited.
Yeah.
And this girl's about to whoop her ass.
Against Zaya Farron. So Stephanie Ager is coming off a loss. So her last loss was against Maya Bruna Silva, and she got tapped out, but it was kind of controversial. She hopped up super quick, not acting like she tapped or anything. So she could be back in here getting a little bounce back fight, but I think Eileen Perez is going to bring the fight to her, and it's going to make it pretty hard.
Because Eileen was favored in the last one.
Against Zaya Farron.
She's 27, right in her prime, about to be 28.
Yeah.
She goes a little older, 34.
But she does have the UFC experience. That's what I do give her.
Is Eileen hasn't fought in the
UFC? She has not fought in the UFC.
It's her first fight?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's huge.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking huge. It doesn't matter what your record is before. The UFC experience, It's like that's like the big lights and all that. So you don't know how you're gonna perform. That's huge. So yeah, I get why it's.
But it's too
minus 350.
It's too wide of a line. I would do dog or pass. Take a chance at the dog if you guys want.
That's what I was gonna say. That's a thing, dog or pass.
Yeah.
Because I have a couple of those too.
Yeah, so this is how new Ethan is.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't even know like the lingo and stuff. But yeah, in this one I would do dog or pass. But to be honest, I don't want to touch it just because of all the unknowns of Perez and the type of the caliber of opponents that she was facing in Brazil. Because a lot of them were kind of controlling her a lot. But I believe that she could probably bring the damage to Egger and could win this greasy decision here. So I'll probably be playing Perez in my degenerate plays, but
I like
nothing too crazy.
But yeah, throw fucking couple bucks on it.
Yep.
Fucking see what happens.
On to the next one. We got Taha versus Christian Quinones.
None of these are fucking on the line.
No, because these three just happened.
No, this dude was supposed. Was it Lopolis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, this dude was. Lopolis was favored, right?
Yep.
No?
Yep. Lopolis was 3-1. No. So this guy, Christian Quinones, is his first fight in the UFC coming off the Dana White Contender Series. Normally, when they open up as a favorite for the Dana White Contender Series, there's this thing called the Dana White Contender Series fade, where you normally fade favorites coming off the Contender Series.
I would do that too.
You know what I mean? So, but here he opened up as an underdog, so that doesn't apply to this anymore.
It's pretty even.
Yeah.
It's pretty even.
Taha is a D2 wrestler from Germany, and I just don't think that if he doesn't wrestle in this one, he might make this a long fight because Christian Quinones has a little bit of power behind his hands and he could knock him out, but I just don't see the caliber of opponents that Christian Quinones was facing in UWC being a Khalid Taha type caliber. So I'm not going to touch this fight. If I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Quinones as a dog or pass, but I don't touch this one.
How many fights has Taha had in UFC?
I think he had about
does he have a shitload of experience? Okay, and this is the other dude's first?
Yeah.
Because I've seen a couple of those where it's like this dude's coming out of the Contender Series and he fights a dude with experience who like is coming down, has a couple losses.
Yeah.
I think it was fucking Chase the Dream Hooper.
Yeah.
That's the first Tanner was talking, like he was like, dude, this is the guy, and then he fought some dude that was like, he had a shitload of experience, but his record was like he was losing, and he just pieced him up. Pieced him up. So it's like, you can't really trust that.
Ever since he popped for PEDs, he hasn't won, so I'm just not going to touch this fight.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch this either.
Yeah, so very scary. Don't touch this one. Save your money.
Save your money.
Alright, on to the next fight. Benoit Saint Denis versus Gabriel Miranda. So Gabriel Miranda is making his UFC debut versus the 2-fight veteran Benoit Saint Denis. This dude, Ethan, did you watch?
He's 1-1, right?
Yeah.
Benoit.
Did you see his Alessio dos Santos fight?
I saw a little bit of it, and he got fucked up, right?
Yeah, he got battered.
But
he was durable.
No, they said it was short notice. That fight was short notice.
Yeah.
Something else.
And
weight issues or some shit.
And Dos Santos is a high level. It's a short notice, like little gimme fight. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. So it was short notice, and Dos Santos is way better than him.
Exactly. And so what we could take away from that fight is he's durable.
Okay. And then he came back and won the next one.
Pretty convincingly. He out-wrestled the dude.
Dominate him?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that. Okay.
He out-wrestled the dude and got it by a submission. Nicholas Stolze.
Okay, and then fucking... You want to talk about this guy? The other dude?
Yeah. The BJJ.
The reason why because this was like one of the last fights I would like watched on the card, and I was like skeptical about it because I'm like, I already have like the bets that I want, and this dude might just ruin it. And then I fucking got him. Gabriel Miranda. Whatever. I don't like. Okay, I said, based off the competition he's faced, it's very fucking subpar. Like, if you pull up... Is this on Tapology?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you pull up his fucking last fights, just off analytics, I'm like, dude, this guy's fought nobody, and all his Boom. He beat a dude that's 5-5.
Yeah.
His last fight. Oh, 5-5 and fucking Face the Danger. I've never even heard of that fight organization promotion. And then he beat a dude that's 3-1. That's cute. 8-7. You're 8-7 in a promotion that. Well, actually, Brave is actually.
Brave's good, yeah.
There, okay.
But
still, 8-7, you're fucking trash, and you're not even like on that caliber of like high level. And then let's get into someone that he
decent.
4-0, Magomedov, last name Magomedov. You don't want to. Yeah, you don't fucking bet against Magomedov. Let me tell you that. Took the L. Boom. And like you just look back, the competition he's faced is pretty subpar. And the ones that I think there was one that how do you go down? He did lose to. Yeah, 11-4, and then a dude with I mean, that's not even. 22-19 lost that dude. I mean, you just look at his past fights, and it's. I ain't trusting this dude.
Exactly.
I ain't touching him.
I think Benoit Saint Denis just wrestles them and grounds and pounds them to the victory.
And this is his debut, and then Benoit fucking has 2 fights, and he's fought a high level dude.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's pretty much a lock for me.
Yeah. I would add him to the parlays.
I put Benoit to the parlay. I think
and Benoit's from France.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's like my top 4 fights on the card. I gotta add, like confidence wise. Oh yeah, that's a lock, dude. Fucking hammer it. Hammer it.
All right, on to the next fight. I want to hear what you have on this one, because I feel like a lot of people are against what my pick is, and I see it. I just don't know why. But we're just gonna dive into it. Nasruddin Imavov versus Joaquin Buckley. According to Tapology, Nasruddin Imavov is a -250 favorite. Joaquin Buckley is coming in at +210. I'm going with Nasruddin Imavov being the more high-level fighter, being the better striker. His gas tank does scare me, but I just believe that he's more well-rounded than Joaquin Buckley. He could knock out Joaquin Buckley. He could probably even submit Joaquin Buckley. But I think that he probably knocks out Joaquin Buckley. This is probably just a too high-level fight for Joaquin Buckley. Nasruddin Imavov is going to be top 10, top 5 in the future, so I just don't see Joaquin Buckley even making top 10 in the future. So, being those levels apart, I'm taking Nasruddin Imavov. Yeah, the gas tank does scare me, like I said, but I gotta take my risk, and I gotta weigh out my options. And I'd rather die with Nasruddin Imavov than die with Buckley.
100%. My analysis was, at the end of the day, if I had to bet it, I'd bet Imavov. But it's just, I don't know. From the fights I watched, like you said, the gas tank, and he just didn't but he didn't impress me. Like for a -250, I was like, and then I saw Buckley, and he has fucking knockout power.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this for me was a don't touch, or bet a Buckley knockout.
Like a dog or a pass.
Yeah. And I think the Buckley knockout's probably like +450, +500.
Yep.
Throw a couple bucks on the Buckley knockout. That's what I would say.
Yeah. So basically, you're saying
I'm not touching.
You're not gonna touch that at all, but if you're gonna touch it, Joaquin Buckley knockout.
That's what I would say.
All right.
Throw a couple bucks on the knockout.
We're on both sides of the fence on this one. I'm going Imavov. You're going Buckley knockout, if anything. So may the best man win.
Like it.
Yeah.
Like it.
On to the next.
And it's fucking too it scares me, cause like the favorite's not gonna win every time of every week. There's always some underdogs. So when I was watching it, I'm like, all right, what are the ones that the underdog could win? And for some reason I saw the underdog could be that.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you don't want to bet the fucking favorite on every fight.
Exactly.
Oh, I did dive a little bit in this one.
All right, so up next, Fiziev versus Mikhail Filak. So Mikhail Filak is coming from the Cage Warriors promotion, the same promotion as Conor McGregor and Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah.
And then Fiziev, what promotion did he fight in before the UFC? Just a bunch of different ones, but he's 2-2 in the UFC. Michael Filak is a great all-around fighter, great wrestling, good striking, but I feel like he takes advantage of his striking, and that's what would get him in trouble if he does get in trouble. His gas tank's good. He has a good high pace to go every round, and I just see him outworking Fiziev or out-voluming him. If Fiziev could keep the fight standing and stuff those takedowns, that's a way that I could see Fiziev getting the victory. But I just see more ways to win for Mikhail Filak. So I'm going with the Polish man. This is the first time I'm going against a French fighter, but I wouldn't be surprised if Fiziev wins just because he's from France and the crowd is just getting behind him after every punch and the judges hear that. So I just think Mikhail Filak is going to win this one. Who do you have?
My thing was I watched a little bit of Filak. Watched a little bit of him. And dude, I was like, I don't know, off the rip, like when I watched the fighter, I'm like, I was not impressed at all. He looked short, and I was like, dude, like I didn't even watch the other dude yet, and I was like, I don't really trust this dude. And I watched a little bit of this guy. And this is his first fight in the UFC. Feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I took that into account, and I watched this other dude. He has 4 fights in the UFC. He's 2-2. I think he's taller, obviously, and then the reach. I think he has a more predominant reach, and he's more of a striker. And I don't know. I'm not touching it, but if I did bet, I would take the
dog.
Yeah, the dog.
Yeah.
I don't trust the other dude.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
So you don't see the value in Filak.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you.
That dude, I was like, for -200, I'm like, he scares me.
It's deep. It's deep.
I could see the underdog winning this one.
Yeah.
Is what I would say.
Right. And we're on both sides of the fence on that one again. Hey,
That's
see,
right.
it's why you guys gotta tune in every week. You guys get both sides of the perspectives.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
And this, like, me, you bet every week.
Yeah.
You bet all the time. I don't ever bet because I'm scarce with my money. So when I fucking like someone, I put my money where my mouth is. That means I really fuck with them.
Yeah.
This is my favorite. Are you ready?
Nah.
Oh, God.
On to the next.
This is the lock of the lock, right?
Dustin Stolze versus Abusian Magomedov. So Magomedov's from Germany by way of Russia. Dustin Stolze is from Pennsylvania, but he also trains in Germany. I wonder how the European fans are going to take this fight, but I'm going with the wrestler and Abus. He should wrestle his way to a victory, defend those takedowns, or defend the submissions, I mean. And just outwork Dustin Stolze. I don't think Dustin Stolze is even UFC caliber. Magomedov could be a fraud, but at the end of the day, I'd rather die with Magomedov than die with Stolze not being UFC caliber, in my opinion. He only has 1 win over Dwight Grant, the body snatcher, and come on, Dwight Grant, the body snatcher. I'm not bought into that. But he did look good in that fight, made some good adjustments, but Abus is gonna wrestle him, 3-round decision.
Yeah, this is, I think, the lock of night.
I think he even completes it inside the distance.
But he's not just a wrestler, you know what?
Yeah, he's a striker too.
He's a fucking. I watched like a little documentary.
Mm-hmm.
He was born in Dagestan. Fucking Khabib. He has the same last name as Khabib, except the Nurmagomedov part.
Yeah.
So I'm like, any dude with
with the Ov, with the Ov at the end.
Because Khabib's Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
This guy's just Medov. And I'm like, whatever. Any dude with the last name like that, you probably don't want to bet against off top. But then I actually like dove into it, and I was like, dude, this dude he started wrestling when he was like 12-year-old in Russia, and from like 12 to 16 he was just straight wrestler, and then after that he went straight to kickboxing.
Mm-hmm.
So at like 16 years old he was kickboxing from there on out, and he's fucking 32, so that's what, 10, 14, 16 years of just kickboxing.
Mm-hmm.
And his wrestling's amazing. And he competed in the PFL championship. He got his shit rocked, but it was like a lucky. It was like 17 seconds.
I saw that
one of those, yeah.
Yeah.
But he was still in the championship, which says something. And he's just, I mean, dude, he's just a beast, bro. That's what I'll say. And the other dude's hasn't really done anything. He's 1-3 in the last 4 fights. I think Magomedov. That's my lock. That's my lock of the week.
The lock. Okay, that's the lock of the card.
That's my top. Yeah, that's my top dog.
All right, sounds good.
I love this guy. No brainer. No brainer.
Yeah, this one's a no-brainer right here.
Yeah.
All right, on to the main card.
This is a good one.
This was a really high-level fight. Charles Jourdain versus Nathaniel Wood. I'm gonna let Ethan take this one first because I forgot to stagger them out. So
this
is to balance it out for the whole time. So, how did you, or did you have fun watching this fight? And do you think it was as much as I hyped it up to be?
I watched. Okay, this is my nuts. I watched Jourdain first.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea who Nathaniel Wood was.
Okay.
And I know Shane Burgos is a fucking dog. He was like, what was he ranked? Like 13th or something?
Yeah.
Like he's a top 15 fighter.
Yep.
I've seen him prior. He's a fucking dog. And I watched Jourdain's highlights. Burgos won, but I saw the highlights. In my analysis, I said, Jourdain is a fucking animal. And all hypes. Pressure, power, speed. Jourdain, money line, or knockout. Like, Jourdain's fucking... He's an absolute dog. Like, his fighting style is just pressure, power, boom.
Yeah.
But then, that was before I watched Nathaniel Wood. And I saw Nathaniel Wood. I was like, oh, shit. He's a dog, too. So I was like, fuck. Like, I still think Jourdain takes the dub. I'm betting Jourdain. But that's more... It's like a...
You wouldn't be surprised if Nathaniel Wood
If Nathaniel Wood won, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm taking Jourdain for sure.
So it's a correct line.
Yeah, it's exactly like how the line is. I'm still taking Jourdain because he's a fucking animal. I don't want to bet against that dude. But Nathaniel Woods, he's a dog dude. Final analysis.
I hope you guys like our little ghetto Mike's setup right here.
Yeah.
But basically,
quality conversation.
I'm gonna agree with everything that Ethan said. Charles Jourdain wins this one. Another thing that makes me pretty confident is that Nathaniel Wood is coming up. This is only his second fight or third fight in 145, and he just moved up into the new division. But Charles Jourdain does.
Wait, he's moving.
He was a 130 fighter.
Oh, that.
Nathaniel Wood was. Charles Jourdain is the better all-around fighter, better striker. Since Nathaniel Wood's coming up to 145 and then only his second fight, I think Charles Jourdain probably wins this one by decision due to the volume, due to him just probably big bodying, big brother in him. I mean, Charles Jourdain is probably a good parlay piece if you want to get a little risky.
Yeah. I wouldn't consider him a lock, but I'm gonna put him in my parlays. Good value. For sure.
All right, on to the next. We're going to do Nasrat Haqparast versus John Makdessi. You want to start this one off, Ethan?
Yeah, okay. This is my second lock of the night after Magomedov. Nasrat, it's a no-brainer for me. Makdessi, he's old. He lost in his last two fights. He lost by decision and he won by a split decision. I mean, there's nothing to this guy. And Nasrat's been in the cage he went the distance with Dan Hooker and Bobby Green. It's like the competition he's faced, it's a no-brainer, dude. It's a no-brainer. The other dude's old as fuck. I think, even just statistically wise, it's a lock for me.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with him again on this one. I just think John Makdessi's washed. Yeah, he has a win over Ignacio Bahamondes, but after that, he doesn't have a win against anybody that's in the UFC right now. And Ignacio Bahamondes has showed that he is better than his debut showed, and he's a way better striker, and he's going to be a force. He's going to be a force in the 155-pound division for a long time. So I just think Nasrat is a way higher level fighter than John Makdessi, facing the names of Dan Hooker, Bobby Green. John is just not that level. He's not going to see top 15. Nasrat will probably peek his head in there a little bit, but not probably for too long. But Nasrat by decision. I would do like a 2-unit bet to win one, and then probably sprinkle the Nasrat by decision on top of that. Hopefully we come out with some profit.
Yeah, I think my lock for what this is like a 2-unit bet would be Nasrat, Magomedov. I put two units on that, so units 25, bet $50, get back your 50. That's my lock of the night.
Yeah, I like it. Let's make some money.
Make some money.
All right, the next one, Alessio Desirico versus Roman Kopylov. 50-50. Pick'em lines. Ethan's going to start us off on this one.
Yeah, this is for sure 50-50. Alessio, he has the power, but he does gas. Kopylov, he has the volume. He's a more volume and better gas tank. I mean, I'm not going to touch this fight, but if I were to touch it, I like the Alessio knockout at plus 500. Throw a couple bucks on that. Sprinkle that into your parlay. Throw a couple bucks. That's my play. But other than that, it's not worth for me. It can go either way.
Exactly. I'm going to disagree with him on this one. I'm going Roman Kopylov. I just see this fight going to the decision. I don't see Alessio knocking out Roman Kopylov. I just see Roman Kopylov being the master of sport in hand-to-hand combat from Russia. Probably has the striking advantage here. I know that he probably has the volume advantage. He just needs to not get. He just needs to not eat punches. He needs to keep his head moving, keep his guard up. And I believe Roman Kopylov has the volume to win this fight by decision. But it's too sketchy. I would not put my money on it. That's only if I had to bet it. I would do Kopylov by decision. But stay off the fight. There's way better fights down the road. Yeah.
Super sketch.
On to the next. The co-main event. Robert Whittaker versus Marvin Vettori. Ethan has some thoughts on this one, so I'm going to let him start this off.
I don't even want to say I'm a little biased because I just don't like Vettori in general. But I did study him because I'm like, alright, if I'm betting this fight, it's my money. I got to actually, there's no emotion involved. And so I watched his last fight with Costa. So he lost to Izzy and then he fights Costa.
Yep.
And there's a weird thing with the weight. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
It's like they fought at 205 because something with Costa. He was drinking and chilling on his couch.
Yeah. He was just being ignorant and just refusing to make the weight.
I think it was it COVID too or?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
It doesn't matter, but I looked at that fight, or I watched that whole fight, and Costa looked like, he was fat. He looked like it wasn't the Costa we know.
Yeah.
That just fought Luke Rockhold.
Yeah.
It was like he did not look good at all. Like Costa, it was disgusting to watch. And then Vettori, I was watching that whole fight, and Costa almost won. It wasn't even it was pretty close. And then there was a point where Costa, the judge took away a point from him because I think it was a low kick or a high hook, and so it went to decision at the end of the day. And Vettori won, but there was nothing impressive at all.
Exactly.
And then Costa wasn't the Costa that we all know, and it was just it was whatever. But I've seen fucking Whittaker fight. Whittaker's an absolute animal. He scares me. That's when he was because Izzy's my favorite fighter. When he was fighting Izzy, I was nervous. I was like, oh shit, dude. This guy could do it.
Yeah.
But, I think this is my third lock of the night. So I like Magomedov, Nazarat, and Whittaker. I think Vettori, I don't want to say there's no chance, but I feel that way.
Well, I'm going to be on the other side of the fence on this one. I'm taking the shot at the Italian dream. Marvin Vettori. It's more of a dog or a pass situation, in my opinion.
I like it.
But more of just I believe that the wrestling, Marvin being the wrestler, I just think that he could find success either on the cage or on the ground. But Robert does have his wrestling background, and he looked good in his last fight wrestling. But what was his last fight? It was his fight before. It was against Gastelum. Yeah, against Gastelum. He did well wrestling versus Gastelum, but I do see Whittaker winning. I do, but if I'm going to bet anything, I'm betting the dogger pass with Marvin Vettori, and it's going to be a greasy 3-round decision.
Is it only 3 rounds?
Yeah, and that's another thing is that Paulo won the championship rounds was the 4th and 5th, so
yeah, okay.
That's what did scare me. That's what made me feel a little bit better about taking Marvin Vettori because he does come out hot, and he could win that first round. If he wins that first round, we got an even money line, and
100%.
Yeah.
If it was 5 rounds, it'd be a lot more.
I would go Whittaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was 5 rounds, I'd go Whittaker. Alright. On to the next main event of the evening. Ciryl Gane, France's own, versus Tuivasa.
Tuivasa, baby.
But Bam Bam taking on Bongamin.
I love Ty.
Yeah.
But.
It's also here. I think Ethan wants to wants to start us off, and next week we'll go fight. Like, we'll exchange by every fight. Just this one, I did all the prelims, and I was like, fuck. I already fucked up, so I just let him do the rest of the main ones.
And then next week we'll do, like, every alternate?
Yep, alternate. Yeah, that was the word. I couldn't find it. But here, start us off.
I mean, fuck. The odds kind of say it. But it's like, dude, I love Ty. He's one of my favorite fighters. He's awesome. The shoe, he's amazing. But I didn't really dive... Like, I didn't know too much about Ciryl Gane until he fought Ngannou. And then after that, I was like, holy shit. Because that whole, like, it was a big fight leading up. I was watching him. And he fought. I watched that fight. And, dude, this guy's an animal. Super technical, heavyweight. The only way, like, I want Ty to win, but the only way he wins is if he catches him knockout. That's the only way. So I think Ciryl Gane's going to fuck him up, but I'm not even gonna bet it because it's not worth it.
Yeah,
it's one of those, like we saw with Usman last week or 2 weeks ago. You can think this dude's gonna like have a breeze, but at -600, it's like, dude, anything could happen, especially at heavyweight. Ty can knock him out. So if you're gonna bet this fight, I'd say Ty knockout. That's the only way Ty wins, though.
Yeah.
Ty ain't winning a decision. So Ty knockout, you can sprinkle that on your parlays, but I think Gane fucks him up, and I hate to say that.
Yeah.
But that's the truth.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ciryl Gane as well. I just think that Ciryl Gane is the better striker in this. He's gonna elude the punches, good head movement, his kickboxing experience. His Muay Thai experience. My bad.
Yeah, he's super technical.
Very technical. Has good volume. He has great footwork. He's gonna get in and out of range. The only thing that scares me about Ty is that he's faster than Ngannou. He's not as powerful as Ngannou, but he's going to be able to probably finally touch Ciryl Gane, because in the last fight, Ngannou was just too slow to actually land punches on Ciryl Gane. That's why Ngannou had to really wrestle his way to a decision. But yeah, Ciryl Gane, way more technical. Should elude the punches. It should be kind of boring, in my opinion. I love Ciryl Gane, by the way, so don't get me wrong. Don't think I'm hating on him, but
yeah, I can see this being like
it's gonna be a boring little touch volume. That's how Ciryl is. Ciryl is very sophisticated, very technical, and he picks his punches.
Exactly, and that's why I think he's gonna win. I want Ty to win, but he has to be a dogfight. Yeah.
And like the only way I would bet this is that if I put Gane at the end of my parlay and I hedge at the last fight. So that is the only other way that I would probably bet this fight, because
that's actually pretty genius.
Yeah.
I like that.
Or Ciryl Gane inside the distance. I don't know. I really don't. So that's why the money line's probably safe, but way too wide.
It's like not even worth it at that point. You're
exactly.
Just like,
so here, I'm going to give you my lock parlay of the week, and then I'm going to give you my lock that I think is going to win for this week. So the lock that I'm going to go with is Nasrat Haqparast, and the parlay I'm going to go with is Gomez, Saint Denis, Magomedov, Jourdain, Nasrat, and Gane. So those 6.
That's pretty much what I.
And at the end, we're gonna hedge at the Gane.
Make sure you hedge, please. I've seen these guys fucking
we let
lost
it ride.
thousands of dollars when it gets to that last fight, and they got like 2,000 online. They're like, fuck it, I'm gonna let it ride. Just fucking hedge. It's just hedge.
Smart. It's smart.
I'd say my lock would be like the smartest bet. I think this is for sure. Magomedov and Nasrat, and it's gonna be even money. It's plus 100, I think. So yeah, bet like $50 or whatever, get 50 back. If I had $50 to bet, that's what I would do. But I'm parlay that I'm going to be betting, which I think is like the best odds, would be Magomedov, Nazareth, Whittaker, St. Denis. So those are like a 4-team that's like, and then after that I'm going to add Jourdain in there. I'm going to put another 5 on that because Jourdain's odds.
Half a unit.
Yeah, and then I'm going to do those same 4 or 5, no, those same 5, and I'm going to sprinkle in a Alessio knockout.
Okay.
And put like $2, $3, and then I think you win $100.
Huh?
So that's going to be my my 3 bets for next Saturday.
I like it. I like it. The first episode is in the books. I thought it ran pretty smooth.
Pretty solid.
Our lights are dying, so I can see that we used the fuck out of them. So this is in the books.
What did we run out? That was like an hour, right?
I don't know what it was.
Solid hour.
To be honest.
Minutes, some shit.
Well, hope you guys like it. Like it down below. Follow us. All of our links will be in the description down below. Follow us on Bet MMA Tips so you guys can see what we are betting. Also on Twitter, we will be tweeting our picks out, so go follow us there. You have anything else?
We're putting our money where our mouth is, so if you want to bet, let us know, DM us or whatever. If you have our socials in the link.
Yeah.
I'll be praying, I'll be hoping, I'll be right there on Saturday night, just rooting.
Yeah.
So
and
hopefully we can all make some money together. That's just the ultimate goal.
Yeah, and I hope that if anybody wants to talk fights, my DMs are open. I always love to talk fights, so
yeah, give us your opinions too.
Yeah, leave it in the description, or not description, leave it in the comments your guys' opinions on this fight card, the first ever fight card in Paris. So we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Peace.